Alright, here we go. We're live. How's everyone doing? What's up? Give me a quick audio and visual check in the comments, making sure everything is okay. Let me level you guys out a little bit. There we go. This should be a bit better. How's it going, guys? Welcome to another live stream. I'm just waiting for this to come up on my side so that I know I'm good to go. This is a very, very big day for Bitcoin and crypto in general. Shout out to those of you who are tuning in early, getting ready for this live stream. This was an emergency one. I only announced it 20 minutes ago. Shoot up the likes if you're excited for this one. Shoot up the likes if you found the 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪's YouTube channel useful. You know, one of my favorite things about the position that we hold in this crypto space is that we have relatively consistent opinions on the markets across months and years. And that means that because they're consistent, they're not going to be popular for a lot of the time. But eventually big things like this happen and the dust settles, the bullshit gets pushed to the side, and the only thing that remains, the only players that are still swimming, you know, that haven't sunk down, the only players that are still swimming are the ones that are able to stay consistent. Here we are. Here we are. So, welcome to the stream. Smash up those likes. Let's get this thing going. Thank you all for tuning in. And here we go. Bitcoin now down to $23,600. So, quite a steep drop. We've continued to drop lower, but actually just before I started doing this live stream in the past 2-3 hours, we reached a low of 22,000. I mean, this is poetic. Look at how well that previous analysis that I gave you guys has helped this market. You know, not only, zoom in even further, not only did we start finding resistance. I did not draw these lines before the live stream. These lines were drawn a long time ago. You saw it on the last video earlier today. You know, not only were these lines drawn quite a long time ago, the resistance has been respected and the support. We are now in a range, 22,000 to 24,000. If we manage to break this area of resistance, the good news about this range, and this is actually one of the things I wanted to say in the last video, but it was already a 30-minute video, I just didn't have time to bring it up, here I am saying it now, is that, you know, you guys have constantly heard me saying that if Bitcoin loses this, you know, 29, 28, whatever, $1,000 level, it's probably going to have quite a steep drop down to 20, right? You guys have heard me constantly saying that in this market. What I haven't said, though, is the flip side to this, is that if we start getting big reaction rallies to the upside, you know, we're going to be able... I've just pulled up your chat, by the way, so I'm going to be reading this as I go along. Drop your comments as we keep going on in this live stream. It's a good one. You know, one of the other things to keep in mind is that, you know, if we can fall quickly, we can also rise quickly. Okay? The fact that, you know, we're falling quickly is simply a result, a natural result, which we totally knew about. We knew all about this. It's simply a result of there not being any resistance on the way up, so there's no support on the way down. But if there's no support on the way down, there is, again, no resistance on the way up. So we shouldn't have a problem rising up. I want to get a gauge in the live chat. Guys, just drop it in the live chat right now. How aware are you of that? Did that occur to you? Because I know a lot of people are quite scared right now, and they think that, you know, everything's going to shit. But, you know, it's especially in the ranges that we drop quickly, that we're going to be able to rise quickly as well. You know, the only reason we can drop fast is because there's no support. And if there's no support, there's no resistance. So we should be able to rise fast as well. That's what happened last time. So that's why. And just let me know in the comments, like, were you aware of that? Did that, you know, I mean, is that something you've been thinking about? Because this is one of the reasons that I'm so happy about what's going on here. Only aware because you told us. Legend. Fully expected. Aware, I just expected relief before this drop. Yeah, Josh, that's a big thing. You are now I've lost count of how many people have said that to me in these last few days. Everybody was expecting relief before, even me. And the fact that we didn't get it generally only means the relief when it comes is going to be even stronger. Let me draw your attention back to a crash that also didn't have relief, okay? You guys ready? This one's going to make you smile. Guys, ready for this? Look at this. This crash right here didn't have any relief. From here to here. No relief on this drop, okay? We look at this on the 4-hour time frame. Bring ourselves back to when this happened in March 2020. This rally, if we measure the moves up, that's 7%, that's 7%, that's 10%, that's 5%. This how do I say? I don't know. This free fall to the downside did not have any meaningful relief rallies. And look at how strong the subsequent bounce was. Right? This was the rally that took Bitcoin from $3,600 to $65,000 in like pretty much one leg. So when we don't get relief, you know, that means we've got very extreme price action in one particular direction. And you guys always hear me talking about this. You always hear me talking about this. All right? I mean, the last time I was saying this, when we were trending up, the market was moving in this trend, and I was saying, guys, we're getting no relief. If we're not getting relief, we can't expect this thing to keep moving up. You know, we need to get some sort of correction. And unfortunately, because this rally was so extreme, look at the punishment that we had to endure afterwards, right? It's only the rallies that do not move in sustainable ways that we snap back from very, very intensely, you know, with a lot of vigor, with a lot of pain, or with a lot of euphoria. And right now, ladies and gents, we're not getting that relief. And to me, that says something. Ladies and gents, 600 people in the live stream, smash up those likes. Let's get this thing blasted out to everyone that wants to see this stuff. I am here for as long as you guys are here as well. So if you are enjoying this and you want this to go on for a long time, I've got 2 hours, 3 hours, 4, whatever we need, I've got for this live stream. Very, very excited to get deeper into this, to get very, very real with you guys. You guys know the deal. I'm not filtering myself. I say exactly what I see, and I think exactly what I say. There's no filter. There is no filter with the Fourth Lights channel, and that's why we're able to protect ourselves. Because guess what, ladies and gents? There's no filter for the markets. You know, like, you're gonna go through the hard way when the market is going the hard way, and it doesn't matter what your community says, what your fucking shitty little Discord community says about your investment, what your Twitter gurus says that shilled you the coin because they got paid for it and so on. Doesn't matter. Reality is always going to stay steady where it is, and that's exactly where we live, in reality. Alright, let's carry on. Like I said, because of this range that doesn't really have much support, I am certainly expecting that we're not going to have much resistance on the way up. Like MDX said, we need to wait till more people are in shorts and bearish for us to bounce back up. 100% Alan, I was talking about that as well just in the last video. I'm curious to see how this has updated. Let's take a look. Because this is something I've been watching thanks to MDX. He actually gave me his algo. I should be using his one. Bybit still at 51%. Yeah, they're not moving down much. Binance is pretty much just still 50-50. Anyway, we'll get to that later. The thing that I want to focus on now is just this range that we're in at the minute, where yeah, we are now potentially going to be ranging for a little bit. We could see a bit of consolidation, right? So if we lose this low, it's pretty obvious that we're probably going to drop you know, fairly significantly down. Obviously, now is a horrible time to be going short, because there's still going to be a lot of people ready to step in to buy Bitcoin, and you know, things don't just fall down in a straight line forever, right? So if there's any time where I wouldn't want to be in short positions, or where I'd want to close them up, it's right now. Binance is currently 53.25% short. That directly conflicts with this data, so I'm wondering where you're seeing that, because I don't know. I don't know where you got that information from, but I would love to know, because if my information is wrong, then that's very bad. So please let me know. But yeah, steep drop potentially down to 20, but I mean, this is very much a buyer's range. As we drop lower, it doesn't matter how much fear you are feeling right now or whatever. You know, this is still a highly anticipated buy area. I am actually in the process of considering. Well, I'd love to be able to get the papers in order to sell my house and buy Bitcoin now. Not because I'm in trouble, but because I sold Bitcoin to buy my house up here at $57,000 on average, and to buy Bitcoin back now is like a 3 times ROI. So I'd love to be able to pump my Bitcoin holdings up. I can't lie, it's very tempting. It would be so irresponsible because my mother lives there, but I think she'd appreciate being homeless if we had more Bitcoin. I don't know about you guys. I'm a bit Bitcoin crazy, I can't lie. I like discounts. I do like discounts. I'm half Indian, half Pakistani, so I do love me some discounts. And this right now, ladies and gents, from all-time high down to current price is 66% down. You know, anyone historically that bought Bitcoin when it's 66% below its all-time high has done phenomenally well, other than in the last 2 years, because we're still in the market cycle right now. So I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there, ladies and gents. Let's get back to the analysis, though. The good news is that if we are able to snap above 24, I wouldn't be too surprised if we ended up seeing this thing just rally straight back up into this range right here. This is one of the key things I was outlining in one of my recent videos when Bitcoin was just here, which is that reaction rallies will come, and this is a very good this is a very good candidate for where that reaction rally could end up taking place. You know, it could end up kind of being from here up to this 28. That would be great. Perhaps even deeper. This whole range is going to be acting as resistance, most likely, from what I know about technical analysis, from what I've learned and what I've experienced. It's specifically the bottom and the top of the range that I'm worried about. But yes, of course, the middle of the range can also be resistance. The bigger potential problems could be if Bitcoin even breaks above it. Let's take a quick peek at the key indicators that I like to use. This is going to get slightly complicated for a few minutes, but bear with me. The daily Ichimoku cloud is one of my absolute favorite indicators, and if you don't know what this means, then pause the video right now and go watch my tutorial on how to get this indicator and how to use it. I know it's a live stream, but just watch the tutorial first and then come back. You're going to be glad you did, and I'm going to be here for a long time, so don't worry about missing anything. When you come back, you can always just restart the live stream on 2 times speed and then catch up. Ichimoku /. Type this into the YouTube search bar, you'll be able to watch my video on it. On the 1-day time frame, it's printed a fair bit of resistance that kind of stretched from down as low as 32.6, now down to $30,000. And this tells us basically what I just said, which is that if Bitcoin does now manage to rally up, there's going to be a lot of lagging resistance that's going to cause problems for Bitcoin in this trend, I think, just going off what I know. And the Ichimoku cloud has been pretty reliable in predicting that, right? I mean, this was quite a big rally, and we topped out actually at the 200-day moving average as well. So keep that in mind. This blue line here represents the 200-day moving average. That means an average price. It means the average price of the last 200 days of trading, which means right now, the average price of the last 200 days right now is $40,700. It's an important moving average. We tend to see support off this line, and we tend to see resistance off this line as well. So that's important. Right now, sitting at 40,000. Obviously, this is going to keep on dipping lower, but the main thing that I'm talking about right now is this Ichimoku cloud. It was a problem for Bitcoin, and it could be a problem for Bitcoin again. This is something that I want you guys to keep in mind, because when we do get reaction rallies at times like this, they're going to be what I would consider successful reaction rallies if they make you believe that the market is actually going to trend up. Let me dive into the psychology of this for just a minute. If you find this kind of stuff useful, do me a favor and smash up the likes. We're getting more viewers coming in. You guys know the deal. YouTube just doesn't push out these live streams like they used to. A lot of people want to watch them. They just don't know that they're happening. So when you hit up the like button, YouTube finally pushes it out. So I do appreciate that. I want to talk to you about the psychology of these markets. I want to show you something. I want to show you the Wall Street cheat sheet right here. This picture is absolutely phenomenal in terms of, let's open this up in a new tab, in terms of telling us what the psychology of the market could be doing and like where we could be at. And all I want to focus your attention on is this section right here, this disbelief rally. This is where, let's ignore the first part. To be very clear, ladies and gents, and this is why I still believe we're not in a multi-year bear market or anything. We haven't had this. We have not had the typical, and we don't need to have the typical, like, you know, bear market setup. We don't need to. It's just that, to me, it's quite hard to believe that we're not going to have it. You know, especially after seeing how Bitcoin has behaved. I just don't, you know, the way this, I've said this for a long time. It just doesn't sit right with me. I could be horribly wrong, but it just doesn't sit right with me. I just don't believe that this is how our bull cycle ends. I mean, it literally, and I said this before, like from when we passed our all-time high over here at the end of December, at the end of 2020 in December, you know, the Bitcoin was only really actively trending high for 4 months, okay? Only for 4 months, and it only tripled its previous all-time high, you know, which is quite a weak bull market. You know, to only actively set new all-time highs for 4 months and to only triple in price from its previous all-time high just isn't that explosive. You know, I want to show this to you on the BLX chart. This is the same stuff that you've heard us talking about on this YouTube channel for a long time. I'm not changing my opinions on this stuff. I mean, you know, if I have to, I will. I'm not stubborn, or at least I don't like to think I'm stubborn. But you know, what I think is very important is just looking at how this has gone in the past. If we drop a line right here and look at when we finally managed to pass this all-time high, Bitcoin was actively trending up for more than double the time that we did from, you know, basically end of 2020 to middle of 2021. This market here was trending for a further 250 days after breaking its previous all-time high, and it didn't triple, it pulled a nearly 17 times gain. Okay, from its breakout point to the all-time high that it set, it pulled nearly a 17 times gain. So again, in comparison, recently we went up for 4 months. This chart here went up for, I think, 8 months, 8.5 months, something like that. We went up for 4, actively setting new all-time highs, and we only pulled a 3 times gain. Whereas previously, we trended up for 8.5 months roughly, and we pulled nearly a 17 times gain. It just, you know, it puts things into perspective. Let's do this again. Take a look at this. This was the other big significant kind of bear market that lasted quite a while. From the all-time high to the breakout point, it took 600 days to break out. And then I'm not going to be counting this because this was actually quite short. If we look at this from the all-time high to the breakout point, this was only, I say only, it's 7 months. That's a very long time. But it's just not the same as this, right? I mean, this was literally like 2 years nearly. It's just not the same scale as 7 months. From this breakout point to the next real, you know, all-time high that triggered a bear market, you know, again, like 7 months bear market, and here fucking 3 years or something ridiculous. Like I don't actually know, but that's a long time. It's more than 3 years actually, because each year has 52 weeks, and this is 178 weeks. You know, and so from this point here to the all-time high, even here, the market manages to trend for a further, I don't know, like 9 months in this case, nearly 9 months, compared to, again, our 4, and it moves up by 34 times. Like, it's a 34 times gain. It's from $30 basically to $1,000. So it's like a 33x gain. It's ridiculous. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. And then we compare it to what we have right now. It just doesn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me before. It still doesn't make sense to me now, even when everyone's losing their shit, that we're only actively trending up for 4 months and we're only tripling in price. It's just not enough. You know, and it's just not a complete market cycle. And that's why I'm not worried about it. Like, if you look at the sentiment around the space right now, people are so done with crypto. So done. And you know what? Like, the recurring theme that I'm hearing smart people talk about is the general economy isn't favorable right now to be investing in. And I agree with that. I actually think this is a pretty scary time to be putting your money in potentially risky places, let alone fucking Bitcoin, but just risky places in general. Pretty worrying time to be doing that right now. And part of that is actually because of the dollar. You know, we've got a little bit to talk about with the dollar, and I'm going to get to that in just a bit. If you're excited for that, do me a favor and smash up those likes as we're getting into this live stream. We're now 21 minutes in, got 900 viewers. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm still reading your comments. Drop your comments as we're going along, and I'm going to open this up to questions as well, where I only look at your questions for a little bit. But yeah, keep smashing up those likes if you are finding this useful. Nothing has changed. We expected this. Completely agree, mate. You are very switched on. That is exactly what we need. Got 300 likes here. Let's get this towards that 1,000 like level. That's exactly where we like to be. Yeah. So that's that's my piece on why I don't think we're actually, you know, done with the bull market. And let's move to the Wall Street cheat sheet. The thing that I specifically wanted to show you was this disbelief rally. Now, the way the psychology of these markets work is that after the big, you know, and in this, like I said, I don't think this is what we had, but in this case, you know, that's basically this leg down here is basically this leg down here. You know, we're then going to form multiple rallies that people will think the market will recover from, and it won't. And then we'll form them again, and it won't, and the pattern will continue. And so what ends up happening is that, you know, obviously this is just condensing. This is just condensing, you know, I mean, potentially years of market price action in, you know, one very illustrative picture. But we tend to have multiple disbelief rallies until we're in hope. Take a look at this. You see, you get disbelief at the very end, and you get disbelief at the very beginning, and it's directly followed by hope, and then optimism and belief. Usually, it ends at disbelief, and it goes back to anger. It goes back to denial. You know, it's just a cycle of these disgusting, horrible emotions and feelings that nobody likes feeling, but that's just how these markets move. And you know, the thing is if we look at the market this way, we've already had one disbelief rally right here. You know, we are potentially going to paint another one relatively soon. You know, if the market, you know, drops down to 20k and recovers, and, you know, we got to move up to 28, we're going to be painting another one. You know, these are things that I want you guys to keep in mind while they're happening. Now, I don't know when the ultimate disbelief rally is going to happen and the market is going to start trending up again. Obviously, I can't see that far into the future, but what I can do is, you know, look at the short term and really understand what's going on, and then just prepare myself for every single possible contingency. That's literally all VIP is about. You know, like, this drop has come and we're fine. You know, like, we're okay. We're not hurting like the rest of the space. One of the big reasons for this is when things like this happen, we've got a plan. Like, there's real fucking money on the line, ladies and gents. Can I like just remind you guys about this? Like, this is not a playground. This is not a game. Like, this is real money on the line. And if you don't have a plan for every single contingency, it's as good as spinning a revolver and playing Russian roulette with your head. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's so unsafe. And and that's my take on preparation for the markets. That's what we're doing inside of VIP. Steps on screen right here if you do want to jump inside. It's the first link in the description down below. You guys already know the deal. We're running a discount right now. Go take advantage of it. We were actually supposed to start a very aggressive discount just today, and I haven't informed my team about that, so let's do that right now. One sec. There we go. We're just we already planned this. I just didn't give them the green light. There we go. 50% off right now. That's just been activated. So go take a look at that. All with these steps on screen. Let's get back to the stream though, and talk more about the analysis. So there's quite a lot that I've got to go through. Let me just pull up my notes so that I'm not missing anything. Actually, what I want to do now is I'm going to look at the S&P 500. I'm going to look at the dollar, and I'm going to look at altcoins. And in between, I'm ready to take your questions. So do me a favor. And what is going on? Is that showing up on the stream? That's very strange. One sec. Okay, hopefully we're fine. What I want to do is, in between all of that, take your questions as well, and go through them. So if you have any questions for me, do me a favor, drop them in the comments now, and make sure you write my name at 4flights. You have to write, no, it's at Sammy Loyal. Write at Sammy Loyal, my name, like with the actual at symbol, and it will auto-filter my name, and then write your question. If you don't do that, I'm not going to read it. Okay, here we go. So, let's go take a look at the S&P 500. This is actually quite concerning, what's been happening on the S&P 500 in my opinion. It has been gapping down for 3 days in a row. Okay, and we don't tend to see this often. This is actually quite rare that we see the S&P 500 gapping down the way it is right now. It's absolutely horrible. Why is my chart like that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean. It's quite rare that we see the market gapping down like this in terms of, just completely, I mean, what this represents is that when the day of trading ended, the next day people were so bearish on the market that they didn't even want to sell at market price. Like, they were ready to sell even lower just to get out of the market. Okay, and that's happened on the 9th of June and the 10th of June and the 13th of June. So that's basically 3 active trading days in a row that we were gapping down. That is a lot of extreme bearish price action. And this also does not come as a surprise, okay? If you've been subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and check it right now. If you're not already subscribed, you're not going to be getting this time-sensitive content right when it's produced, okay? So make sure that you're not missing out on this content when you need to watch it the most. But what we're seeing right here is that the market just didn't really have any resistance on the way up. You guys are spotting a similar pattern here. Like, I'm always talking about the same stuff here. This analysis is pretty straightforward. We didn't have any resistance on the way up, so we're not able to enjoy any support on the way down. And so even though this looks really bad, and you know what, like, if I'm being generous, I can actually say that, like, this area roughly is an area of support, so maybe we stop falling just for a short amount of time. But really, ladies and gents, that next key area that is going to have some significance in the market is going to be, the area that the S&P 500 peaked at just before the coronavirus market crash of 2020 in February, March. Okay, so that's kind of this marked a very important reversal point, and for that reason, it's a very important level on the chart, in my opinion. And very important levels tend to be what end corrections. Okay, we're not going to be ending a correction at a level like this, which no one really cares about, compared to a level like this, which triggered one of the biggest crashes in the S&P 500 in the last 10 years. Okay, I mean, the significance is just it's two totally different playing fields, and that's important to keep in mind. This crash right here from high to low lasted 30 days, minus 32%. We've now been in this one for 166 days, and we're only down by 22%. Okay, so this one was 32 roughly, and now we're down roughly by 22. So, if this does end up dropping down to the level that I'm saying, that is roughly a 30% correction. That's quite appropriate. I'm not saying that will be the end. Obviously, if we really are headed into a recession and stuff like that, things are going to be different, and I'm not an economist, so it's not really my area of expertise. But that's what I'm seeing for the S&P 500, is at least a continued drop now, potentially a bit of a pause because of just the fact that there were some reversals that happened here, so there were potentially some signs that the market could be able to enjoy a little bit of support right here, but it's just really not that much. I'm expecting it to drop a little bit lower. And the other thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is if we just trace this line back, we are now trading at levels that we haven't seen since March of 2020. So we're now up to June of 2022, and that means it's been 15 months that we haven't been down this low in terms of the S&P 500. And it's actually, you know, I mean, it's similar stuff for Bitcoin. If we look at the facts for Bitcoin, we haven't been down at this level since December of 2020. Okay, so that's even longer. That's a further 4 months behind. 536 days ago that we were last at these price levels, and obviously with totally different sentiment, you know. So again, I mean, this is why being emotionally detached from these markets is so useful, because you just can't keep sobriety really when something like this is going on, especially if, you know, it's so far away in terms of time since we were down at these kind of price levels. But I want you guys to understand that, you know, that fear is running deep through the veins of the crypto market right now, and if you're able to stay on top of it, you will be cementing your position to do very, very well. Let's go through a couple questions, and then I've got to move straight onto the dollar. This is going to be very, very interesting stuff. Thank you all so much for smashing up those likes if you've done so already. Of course, if you don't want to or you can't, that's totally okay. Let me just make sure I'm not missing any questions here. I'm not going to be talking about random little altcoins, by the way. Try and guess where I am, by the way, in the comments. Just off that sound, I wonder if anyone can tell. Your only hint is that I'm in Switzerland. Do I think bigger YouTubers and Twitter clowns should apologize for repeatedly telling their fans to buy the dips in 69k? Not really, bro. I think fans should have a bit of fucking common sense. Like, I mean, okay, yeah, a lot of influencers were pretty stupid about it, but at the end of the day, mate, it's your money. If I told you to jump off a cliff and you listen to me, you're a fucking idiot. Like, you're an absolute idiot. And that's my take on, you know, how about as adults you take some responsibility for your own financial decisions. Like, people are going to be talking shit all the time. If you lose money because of that, like, welcome to the real world, mate. Like, that's all I've got to say. Look, you want to take a look at who has been consistent with what they've been saying and who has demonstrated a level head, you know, throughout this market, and then double down on those people if you want to listen to influencers and so on. You know, now is the time where you can really filter that down and just cut out the crap. You know, a lot of people just make very sensationalist type content, which is part of the game, guys. I mean, you guys, you should see the titles and thumbnails that I use, right? But you know, that's obviously just part of the game. You just got to do it as a YouTuber. But the thing that, you know, is a little bit more open is, well, how good is the content? How level-headed is it? How grounded in reality is it? Versus, are people just trying to hype you up because it's profitable as a YouTuber, as an influencer, right? So these are the kind of questions to ask now that the dust is finally settling. That's my take on them. Do I see altcoins such as Solana ever getting back to their all-time high? You know, I think a lot of this is going to depend on the individual strength of their comments. Yo, I see you in the comments with the fly emoji and the crowd. Shout out to 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗧 in the comments. You know, I think that a lot of people are going to have to evaluate their altcoins very seriously with a sober mind. You know, the way I like to say this is, if we look at coin market cap and we compare a lot of these coins. I mean, let's just take Solana because it's a great example now. You know, if we look at this, if we look at its price action over the past year, you know, obviously it peaked at fucking $250. That is a 90% drop. My God, that is. Again, like I was showing you Ford's market cap earlier today, right? Like Ford's market cap right now is at $51 billion. Where was it a year ago? Can I see that? Oh, it's dropped just today. That's funny. But you know, Solana had surpassed that massively, up to like $75 billion market cap. You know, so the thing that you guys need to consider about your altcoins is the following: and I mean, like, come on, like, just be fucking real about it. Like, does this project actually deserve to be as big as it is? Like, let's get real about these numbers real quick, right? Like, I don't care how good you think Solana is. $75 billion is crazy. Okay, it's absolutely crazy. Even right now, at $9 billion, this whole market is supposedly worth 20% of Ford, the motor company. Like, come on, like, is it? I don't know. You tell me. I actually, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what anyone thinks about these coins anyway. But you know, you ask yourself. You ask yourself what you think about these things. You know, here's the thing: is if you're picking a coin that is in the top 10, is in the top 20, kind of, I don't know, I'll even go as low as like top 30, potentially with some extent. You like Monero, for example. Monero is always going to be around. You know, stuff like Uniswap probably going to be around for a while. You know, Kronos probably going to be around for a while, right? Yeah, in a bull market, these things can definitely recover, and even to their all-time highs. I think that's definitely possible. I think it's definitely possible that, you know, we're gonna see these Matic, you know, all of these coins. I think it's possible, and even somewhat probable, that they're gonna go back up to their all-time highs. But the problem is that in between, none of these coins have a good chart. Okay, and it's going to take a lot for these coins to blow up again. Let me demonstrate for you how these market cycles work, okay, and why oh shit, the market cap has just dropped below $1 trillion. Wow, moment of silence for that, ladies and gents. We were at 1.1 trillion yesterday. Whew. Yesterday, and now we're below $1 trillion. God damn. Okay. Market cap below $1 trillion, ladies and gents. We're in the thick of it. We are in the thick of it. You know, the thing that that I want to demonstrate to you is how these market cycles work, and why you know, inside of VIP and VIP members saw me completely scale out of my Ethereum position, literally at this top right here at 3,500. You know, and it's because in market cycles that turn bad like this, you know, you tend to see altcoins bleeding much more than Bitcoin, right? And there's a few reasons for that. The main reason is because they're shit. They're literally shit. And, you know, the way I like to say this is there's almost like a veil in front of your eyes. There's rose-tinted glasses in a bull market where you just see exactly what you want to see, right? And it's like you're in a club and you've been drinking a lot, and so every girl looks very, very attractive. And you want to see an attractive girl, like you're out at the club, mate. Like, what are you there for? You know what I mean? And that's how a lot of people view these shit coins. But as you sober up, or as the prices drop and reality starts showing its face, you're like, you'd never look at that girl if you were sober, kind of thing. And it's the same with these altcoins, ladies and gents. All right, forgive the stupid humor, but it's the same with these altcoins. Okay, not exceptions with Ethereum and Solana if you like these coins or whatever, but for the most part, these coins are just not that good, okay? And they don't deserve to be as big as they were, as big as they are, and so that's reason number one. Reason number two is that they're smaller markets, okay? If a market is smaller, it's just going to be more volatile. That's just the way it is, right? The smaller a market is, the more volatile it is. As a result of being smaller, it's also going to be much, much more subject to manipulation. And this one, a lot of people struggle to believe. But, you know, we've had great examples of how this is the truth. Like, it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. This happened to Luna, for example. Big project that everybody was interested in. That everybody had some level of respect for, or most people. Manipulation is possible, even in any market, especially in Bitcoin, especially in Ethereum. And these are, you know, 150 billion, $500 billion markets, right? You drop down to Binance Coin. You don't think there's like extreme manipulation on Binance coin number 5? Like, Tether has lost its peg today. Not only by a little bit, but this was causing a little bit of fear earlier today. All right, if you guys don't know what Tether is, surely you know what Tether is. This is USDT. This is like the longest standing stable coin in the crypto space. It temporarily loses its peg all the time. By the way, you know, this is pretty normal. But the point I'm making here is that you know, this market, you know, it's manipulated. Okay, the smaller the coins are, the more manipulated they are. When you consider how manipulated Bitcoin is, it's literally scary. It is literally scary to think about how manipulated other markets, like, God forbid, you're talking about XRP, the mother of all, you know, scam coins. You know, it's heavily manipulated. And that causes problems, right? So those are like some of the three roughly key reasons for why altcoins tend to bleed harder than Bitcoin when things are bad, and that's why I'm very happy I sold. And, you know, I'm gonna keep sharing those kind of decisions that I'm making inside of Forfly's VIP as well. So, you know, if you're interested in seeing that kind of stuff, then again, it's all linked with the first link in the description down below, and we are running a flash 50% discount, which we've just activated during this live stream. I already see that many of you have reached out. These steps on screen will take you to a direct chat with me, and obviously right now I can't respond to you, so my assistant will. You're all getting your responses right now, so if you have messaged me, go ahead and check it out. Just by following these steps on screen. First link in the description, then click on my name at the bottom of any post. This link will take you here. Click on my name and then click on send message. That's it. There's no sign up process. There's no download process. Very, very straightforward. And you can find out what the deal is. But yeah, like I said, they tend to bleed faster for these reasons. And the flip side, and the reason I was telling you all of this, is what happens afterwards, right? When the market starts to recover, because of these reasons, and especially the first one, the fact that these coins just are shit generally. And you're all seeing it now, obviously. Like, now that, like I said, the veil is being lifted. Because of that, generally what we need for these altcoins, and it can be any of the majors, Cardano, man, it can even be Ethereum. I hate to say it, but it can even be Ethereum, Binance, Solana, everything. They're only going to rise when the market has a good level of optimism. Okay, and I can demonstrate this for you very, very well if we take a look at. Let's look at Bitcoin on the BLX chart on the 1-day time frame, and let's overlay Solana. Let's just go for Solana, and see if I can show you a good example of this. And what I'm interested in is actually just the very beginning of this of this market cycle. Yeah, here's a great example. Okay, this is phenomenal. This is exactly what I'm talking about. See, Bitcoin, I mean, okay, this chart doesn't really go back far enough, but Bitcoin over here, the March coronavirus market crash, starts rallying up from March of 2020, and it rallies up all the way throughout summer into August of 2020, pretty much just one leg. It doesn't really stop. I mean, it pauses for a long time, but it doesn't trend down at all up until kind of August of 2020. And all this time, Solana is losing. Right, Solana's losing value. It only starts blowing up right here. Okay, so this rally for Bitcoin has already been going on, in this case for 4 months, a little bit more, and Solana hasn't even started to move up. In fact, it's still moving down. And you're going to see this with a lot of coins. All right, let's see if I can overlay another one. The majors like Ethereum probably are not going to follow this rule. Let's take a look though, because I'm curious. Okay, yeah, Ethereum was pretty much hugging Bitcoin exactly. But if we look at the smaller coins, that today are quite significant in the market, let's actually look at something like Avax, because I know a lot of people are looking at that. I'm just picking random ones, really. I mean, it doesn't really matter exactly what it is. Oh, okay, this is a bit too new. Let me. Oh, what have I done there? Sorry about that. Let me pull up a different chart. I'm not sure if I'm still live. Can you guys still see me? Let me just make sure that we're still good on this live stream. Got 1,000 viewers. Shout out to those of you tuning into this live stream while we're live. Glad you stayed away from Celsius. Wish the best to those affected. That's good. Yeah. Am I gay and single? Asking for a friend. I've heard you use the drunk goggles analogy before. Exactly how many donkeys have you woken up next to? Oh man. I will not answer these questions. Sailor will get liquidated. That's funny. Okay, looks like we're all fine for this live stream. Perfect. Thank you very much. Let's look at some other coins though. I wanna prove this with a few more coins. VeChain might be a good example, but it's been around for a while. Matic's a great example. I'm sure Matic has followed this rule. Matic has obviously been around for a little bit of time, but it's didn't quite follow conventional price action. This actually did trace Bitcoin pretty well. It was this rally here where Bitcoin really started to blow up that Matic didn't trace Bitcoin with. And you can see this pretty well. When Bitcoin really kicked it up a gear, I know you can't read the numbers right now, but this is $12,000 up to 20. When Bitcoin really kicked it up a gear, Matic was more or less stable. Okay, so you see this across the board, where when things are about to get really, really heated for Bitcoin, and even afterwards, because see, Bitcoin got its breakout. This is the best example ever. Bitcoin got its breakout right here, roughly around the middle of December 2020, and it rallied all the way up to $30,000, ladies and gents. Like, Bitcoin literally pulled a 72% gain in 3 weeks it was a big rally, okay? It was a big rally, and Matic just kept dropping. It just kept dropping against the dollar. That is a big sign, okay? Like that's how these markets move. Is first Bitcoin gets the spotlight, then there's a lot of optimism, there's a lot of coverage, there's a big spotlight on the space, then coverage hits the altcoin markets. That's always how it goes. You know, we do see exceptions sometimes, but when you think about this from a logical perspective, like, you know, not just Four Flies telling you this, but you actually fucking think about it, it makes a lot of sense, okay? Because what we're seeing here is that money is flooding into Bitcoin, which is the main big safe-ish asset in crypto. I mean, it's obvious, it's Bitcoin, right? It's the main asset in crypto. You know, money is rushing into Bitcoin, and a lot of people are making money. So, you know, the only reason that most people are interested in the altcoin market is because they want to make more money. Like, it's purely a greed thing, right? I mean, you know, this is obviously why coins like Dogecoin or Shiba have even been able to keep their places in the top 20 crypto coins. You know, like these are proof. I really shouldn't have to make this case. Hopefully I don't need to keep repeating this stuff. But how is Europe? It's amazing. Europe is the best place on the planet to be, in my opinion, in summer. It's so nice to be back. I was in Dubai for a very long time, and then I was in LA for a very long time, and I love both of those places, but Europe is home. Europe is where life happens, as far as I'm concerned. It's beautiful. It's yeah. I'm so happy to be here. But yeah, these coins, they you know, the reason they're here. The reason coins like Solana even went up to, you know, $250 or even down to 27. The reason it's even still holding this price is because people are buying them to make money, right? And most people are not buying them because there's good tech, okay? Because if that was the case, you know, Dogecoin wouldn't be in the top 10, right? If that was the case, Shiba wouldn't be in the top 17. If that was the case, you know, other shit coins that perhaps shouldn't be in the top 10 wouldn't be in the top 10, okay? So, you know, when we see stuff like this, it's because people are just very greedy, and that's it. That's it. That's the full extent of it. And the reason I'm bringing this up is, you know, when, you know, right now when the market is fearful and we're at a market cap of $961 billion, we've dipped below $1 trillion, the Bitcoin dominance is shooting up. You know, all of these things are just going absolutely crazy in the market right now at times like this. There is no optimism, okay? There's just fear. And the thing is when people make money when people lose money from their, you know, safe asset, which in this case is Bitcoin is down the least out of all of these coins. Actually, Cardano is holding up a little bit better, but it's lost way more than Bitcoin down to, you know, to get to this point. You know, obviously when your safe asset starts losing you money, you don't want to be in the risky ones. You know, you want to reduce risk because you're feeling tight. You're feeling like you don't want to spend money. You want to protect what you have. It's just a natural knee-jerk reaction of humans. And so people downsize their positions, and that's why we see things like the Bitcoin dominance rising. I've been talking about this for a while. If you've been subscribed to the YouTube channel, you're gonna know all about this. You know, but what we have right now is, but what we might have in the future is, you know, Bitcoin starts to make everybody a lot of money again. It starts to catch the headlines. There's a little bit of optimism, and what follows after that is greed. Okay, so the opposite of fear in these markets is greed. And when we have greed, we're looking for the next thing that's going to make us a lot of money. And that generally tends to be Ethereum. And after Ethereum, it tends to be the rest of the altcoin market. So Cardano, XRP, Solana, Doge, Polkadot, DAI, whatever. It's whatever else. It's generally only after the main coin has its spotlight. So we go back to your question. There's a very, very long-winded answer to your question. You know, about, you know, can these coins return to their all-time highs? You know what? If you believe in them and you have good reason to think that they're good coins, then, you know, I think there's especially for a lot of these coins in the top 10, top 20, I think there's a decent chance they can return back up to their all-time highs. But even if it happens, because a lot of these coins are also going to die off, and a lot of them are going to be good projects too. Celsius, kind of hard to believe that that's just, you know, tanked 50% today. LUNA and so on. You know, like, these are good projects. Like, shit, like that happened to LUNA. You don't think something like that can happen to Polkadot? You don't think something like that can happen to Solana? What is your excuse? Is it that the team is better? You know what I mean? Like, let's be real, ladies and gents. This is a very speculative space. where things have been inflated way more than they should have been ever in the first place. All right, and again, like you heard me saying this when the market was up. I'm saying it again when the market's down. These opinions have stayed consistent. You know, and that is a big deal. You know, like don't be surprised if this keeps on happening. You know, and the dominance of Bitcoin keeps on rising. This is generally how it tends to go. You know, and so the final point on that question is, you know what, even if your coin does recover, you know, Bitcoin is going to be rallying first. It's going to be an inefficient hold. And you got to be realistic with yourself. You know, if you're holding a coin and it's still not broken its all-time high for a year, but, you know, coins like Bitcoin have, or they're getting close, they're making good progress, you might end up panic selling or capitulating, you know, just giving up at a bad time. You know, that's exactly why I was so vocal about, there's nothing you can do now, really. I mean, the best option, if I was still in altcoins, would be I'd try and scale out, but there's no good option now. You know, I'd probably just look for a relief rally, but the problem is with these relief rallies is, you know, if we're going to get a 40% relief rally, well, you know, that would have been all well and good from here, where we managed to pull a 40% relief rally. But now, if we pull a 40% relief rally from, you know, even just today's low, you know, that's only going to put us at 37, you know, whereas if we formed a relief rally from here, that would put us basically at the all-time high, at the doorstep of the all-time high at 64. So, you know, if we form a relief rally from lower levels, you know, I mean, let's say we form that relief rally from 20,000 right here, and we move up 40%, that's only putting us at 28, 29. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying a relief rally has to be 40%. It could be 100%. It could be 200. It could be 20. You know, but to put these numbers in perspective, yeah, the only I wish I could say something a little bit more useful for people stuck in these bags, but I can't. Yeah, this is where you deal with the consequences of your actions, and you fix up so you don't make this mistake again. You know, you're probably not going to quit the space. I know I'm not. I mean, I suffered many blows like this many times, and you know, I stuck around, and I'm sure many of you will as well, because let's be honest, we're fucking addicted to this shit. But you know, in that case, yeah, I mean, can you please stop commenting 200 weekly? This person's just been doing this constantly throughout the live stream, dude. Like, I get it, I'll take a look, but you don't have to drop this comment like 20 times. But yeah, that is an important note. So that is your question. I didn't go through all of the questions, but now I would like to move on to the dollar. So I'm gonna open this back up to questions in a little bit. Bear with me. But for now, I am going to go onto the dollar, because this is no bueno. This is no good. This is not good. That's the S&P 500. What am I doing? This is the dollar. Whew, this is quite something, ladies and gents. What we've just seen right here. I don't know. I don't know how traditional you guys are with your TA, but you know me. I'm a very traditional analyst, I would like to say. And this area, if I stretch it down a little bit, where's my chart? So this is the S&P 500. By the way, this just puts it in perspective. This is a 1% gap down, followed by a 1.7% gap down. And unfortunately, I didn't measure this gap down, but this was also, you know, I mean, it wasn't a big gap, but still, 1% down for the S&P 500. Like, for those of you who don't know, the S&P 500 represents some of the top 500 companies in the whole of the United States that are publicly traded. So, for a collection of 500 companies, like the biggest ones in the US, to drop down by 1% in a day, like before it even trades, like that's what happened before trading started. Okay, like trading started and then they dropped even more. That is not good. Okay, that is a lot of selling pressure. You know, again, just puts it in perspective when we were trading here last. It was March of 2020. I'm sorry, 2021. This is the dollar, though. The dollar right now is at a level that it's not been at since the 9th of December, 2002. 2002. Like, I was like a year old at that time. I was a baby. I was an actual baby when that happened. That's literally That is literally a whole generation ago. Which is crazy. And what we've seen in between is this area that was acting as resistance for the dollar over the last 7 years has now flipped into support. I don't know how this is happening, to be quite honest with you guys. I don't know who's taking bets on the US dollar right now. That does not sound like a smart decision. But the facts are the facts. The dollar broke above the resistance level, came back down, and found support. And that hasn't happened the last few times. Okay, the last few times that we've interacted with this resistance range, we hit it, and then we just dropped. Alright, we hit it, and then we just dropped. That was it. We didn't do anything else. We didn't spend any time in that range. This time, we hit it, exceeded it, came back down, back tested it as old resistance turning into new support. So this isn't even a fake out anymore, because we came back down and the market didn't want the dollar to drop. All right, people started buying the dollar again, and it's shooting up again now. So, I mean, all it's going to take is for the dollar to break this prior swing high. You know, and it's got another few percentage points that it can move up until, only 1 or 2, until it reaches this 106, 107 area. But even then, ladies and gents, I mean, I think it's already written. You know, like this is exploding, and it is the explanation for what we're seeing with the S&P 500 right here and with Bitcoin right here. I mean, this is why. It's because the dollar is getting stronger. It always, you know, anyone that says there is no inverse correlation between the dollar and Bitcoin, I don't understand it. I've got role models that say that, but I don't understand. I just cannot see how this is not extremely obvious. You know, that there is an inverse correlation where when the dollar is weak, other markets like Bitcoin and gold tend to perform well, S&P 500 tend to perform well, but when the dollar is strong, you know, and this is just a representation of people being scared. Like this only means people are scared right now. The only thing about all of this that surprises me is that gold is still being suppressed. Like, gold is, in my opinion, going to have the craziest breakout of a lifetime very, very soon, because it's just been suppressed for so long, and that just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. So this is the only thing that doesn't add up. That's got me scratching my head a little bit. But for the most part, yeah, looks pretty cool. And I am still fairly certain that it's going to be rising up again with time, perhaps relatively soon. I don't know. It's been stuck here for a couple of years, but you know, I mean, it always catches up. Might not this time, but I'm sure it will. I'm sure. Dollar will return to the downfall sooner than later. I agree with you, Hank. I do agree with you. But right now it's looking pretty strong, and that has implications on the market. But obviously, yeah, I don't think the dollar is going to be able to keep this strength. I don't think anyone does. Wow, Josh Raphael, congratulations to you, I guess. My house doubled in value since I bought it in January 2020. Yeah, mate. I've seen some crazy stories. I actually made quite a bit of money on the house that I bought in Dubai when Bitcoin was at $57,000. A little bit too much money, actually. I only bought the house about, you know, a year and a bit ago, about 15 months, I don't know, something like that. And I saw some pretty good gains pretty quickly, like too good. And I'm seeing it all across the world. What shampoo do I use? I don't know, mate. I just got a haircut today, innit? So he shampooed for me. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing right there. That's the dollar analysis. We're going to move on to some altcoin analysis and to Bitcoin as well now. I will be ready to open this up to your questions again pretty much now. So if you do have any, if I missed your question or whatever, just drop it again. And again, just make sure you write my name in the comment at @SammyLoyal to make sure that I read it. What I'm looking for right now in terms of sentiment is I want to I want to see that that people are very, very bearish, very, very scared of this market right now that people are, you know, saying that things are going to be absolutely horrible and that we're going to hell and everything is going to crash 80%. And, you know, I want to hear that crazy level of fear mongering. I think we've finally started to tap into it. You know, what I was hearing before was just lack of hope. I was hearing a lack of optimism. I was hearing, you know, pessimism and just negativity. But now it's like everything is fucking dying. You know, everything is horrible. Everything is going to crash. Prepare yourself for the biggest, worst thing that we've seen since the last, like, 100 years. And, you know, when you get that kind of sentiment, I just don't... I just don't think that we're going to keep moving that way. So someone asked about 𝗪𝗪𝗥𝗙𝗦. Let's take a quick look at 𝗪𝗪𝗥𝗙𝗦. They are linked in the description. This is a pretty cool indicator that I was checking out before. To be honest, I'm sure it's just going to say we're bearish across the board. I can't imagine it's going to say anything else. Yeah, so it's been bearish for quite a while. To be honest, there's actually no point looking at 𝗪𝗪𝗥𝗙𝗦 right now. It did give a sell signal all the way up here. That was pretty fucking impressive, I can't lie. But yeah, I don't think there's any real use in looking at 𝗪𝗪𝗥𝗙𝗦 right now, because there's just no way that we can be printing anything like a reversal. Let me take another look on the 1 hour though. Yeah, nothing. So just still trending down. Not the most reliable indicator right now, to be honest. It's pretty obvious where we are. Am I currently in a trade? No, I don't think so. No, I'm pretty sure I'm not. No, I'm not. Can I take a look at Cardano? Yes, sir, I can. Let's take a look at Cardano. On the daily time frame, it has been broadening. That's weird. It's in a broadening wedge, kind of? No, not really. It's in some sort of a wedge. Okay, and I'm actually going to draw it like this. Something a bit like this. I don't know, whatever. Let's, let me do a parallel channel. This is going to be easier. Okay, so this is the support range. This is the resistance range. And it is essentially trading in what I'm going to call a parallel channel. And these are generally pretty bearish because the existing trend is obviously downwards. And so, you know, we're potentially getting ready to do something like that. And what's scary about Cardano in particular is if we zoom out, it doesn't really have any support in this whole range. Okay, and we knew this. Okay, we were talking about this. I was telling you guys when Cardano was even above $1 that if things get bad, 40 cents is very much on the table. And now we're at 47. We, again, like, every single one of these things we saw coming on this YouTube channel. If you've been around for a little while, you're gonna know all about that, ladies and gents. Just let me know in the live chat. Do you remember when I was warning about a 40-cent Cardano? Do you guys remember when I was warning about, you know, a hideous drop on Matic? You know, that could result in quite a lot of blood. Do you guys... You know, and these are things I was warning about along Phantom. You know, I was talking about how Phantom doesn't have any support if it starts to drop. Oh my god. Yeah, we're going to take a look at Phantom in a minute. I know there was one question for Phantom. Phantom's just on the edge of another cliff. Wow. It's on the edge of another cliff right here. There's no support. If it loses this, there's no support. There's no support. It went up so quickly that it didn't establish any resistance. There's nothing on this chart until 4.6 cents. And it's at 22. And it was at 5, or I'm sorry, 3. Yeah, it's actually, yeah. You know, and again, I mean, to be honest, I didn't expect it would get this bad for a coin like Phantom. But yeah, this is what happens to alts, guys. They're shit coins from the beginning, and it doesn't matter if you're making money on them. It doesn't change the fact that they just lack substance. They don't deserve to be as big as they were. They didn't deserve to be as big as they were last year, and they don't deserve to be as big as they were last year, even today. Yeah, a lot of you guys here remembering Josh saying, I remember you've become the only you've become the only YouTuber whose opinion I value. Thank you so much, dude. I do appreciate that. That's what I'm going for, ladies and gents. A lot of people ask me, like, you know, who do you watch? Like, who are your trading gurus or whatever? I don't have any anymore. I occasionally watch Crypto Kirby and 𝗪𝗙𝗦𝗧𝗔𝗍. These are the only two guys that I occasionally watch on YouTube. You can type in their names, but even then, ladies and gents, I mean, I do my own thing and I stick to it. I've got my analyst in my team, my lead analyst in my team, and I'm good enough with him as far as I'm concerned. You know, we've studied the markets extensively. He's bloody written a thesis on the Ichimoku cloud. He loves it. You know, so we're pretty serious and tight about what we do, and we keep it tight knit. You know, I mean, this is yeah, this is what we're doing. Let's see what we got here in the comments. Anyway, let me actually just go back to Cardano, because I want to look at Cardano myself because I'm interested in this coin. We're gonna look at Cardano on this chart. Yeah, so on this chart, if we zoom out, yeah, it's pretty much, I mean, this is the next significant area that I'm seeing for Cardano, because there's all these reversals. There's this support range right here that resulted in a big move up. There's this resistance kind of in that range. There's a lot of resistance here. So I'm just going to draw a box that stretches like this. This range stands between 13 cents and 17 cents. And right now we're at 47. Okay, so I hate to say this really, but there is no support that I am seeing which would save Cardano if it loses its levels right now. And it is still in free fall. It is still in free fall. Let's just be honest, guys. You know, it did pause for a little bit. That's fine. You know, you are expecting some sort of pause. I mean, it just fucking crashed by 50%. Fuck's sakes. Like, of course it's gonna slow down a little bit. But you know, if it does lose these areas, there's just nowhere on the chart. Like, if you were a buyer, okay, like if you wanted to buy Cardano, you wouldn't have anywhere on the chart to look to buy Cardano below like this level right here, which is at 33 cents. There's nowhere that you can reasonably consider to buy Cardano anywhere from here down to this yellow box, because on the way down it just fell, and on the way up it just flew up. Didn't do anything, didn't stop, didn't pause, didn't trade sideways, didn't get rejected, just went all the way up. And then when it came down, it just went all the way down. That's it. There was no pause. There's no significant, like, there's no reversal point. There's nothing. There's nothing on this chart that you can use to identify a buy level. And so when people are very scared and there's all that fear running around in the market, and then there's no demand on the other side, that's where we get these big drops, okay? And that's exactly what's happening to Bitcoin. That is exactly what's happening to Bitcoin. That's what we've been warning you guys about for a very long time on this YouTube channel as well. You know, we're only seeing what's been happening to Bitcoin over these last couple of days happening right in front of us now. Finally, after so much anticipation, for lack of a better word. So those are my thoughts on Cardano. Did someone guess where I am? I actually didn't see the comments of people guessing where I am. To be honest, it's not easy. I'm not in an obvious place, I think. We're a little bit, well, but to be honest, it's because the only hint you had was the horn from a boat, so that's not really enough information to guess which city I'm in. What do I think is the best buying period? I think right now is an amazing time to buy. Did I sell my house to buy Bitcoin at 20k? Not yet. I want to. I'm so considering it. I will probably actually have that. Just it would be so funny. Like, it would actually be really funny, because it's gonna be a good idea, right? Like, eventually Bitcoin is most likely, I think, gonna get back up to 60k. I am in Switzerland, yeah, but where in Switzerland? I'm in 𝗪𝗪𝗏's house. Yeah, imagine that. Yeah. Yeah, no one's guessing it so far. But yeah, okay, so that's let's get back to the analysis. I don't want to get too sidetracked here. That's Cardano done. Actually, it's not done because I also want to look at the upside potential. So Cardano, let's bring it back. Again, flip side is, because there was no support in this range, again, same thing I was saying about Bitcoin. If things do get bullish, it should be able to rise up pretty nicely. It does have a few areas of resistance up ahead. The main one that I'm going to be watching is still the $1 area right here. But in between us and that $1 area, we do have the 77 cents kind of potential resistance zone, whatever this zone kind of stretches between 75 to 82 cents. So this could be a problem for Cardano in order to get to the $1 area, and the $1 area is the real problem right here, because if we zoom out, we had a lot of support that we were able to enjoy in this range, stretching between early 2020 to mid 2020, and then again we enjoyed this area as support for a brief time at the beginning of this year, and we kind of turned it into resistance. So anyway, the $1 area is quite important for the market, and this is going to be very difficult, I think, for Cardano to reclaim. And we're very far away from it as well. So, there's still a lot of things that can go wrong. God forbid we look at the Ichimoku cloud and stuff like that. It's abysmal. It's rejected the market so harshly. Look at this right here, from high to low, bam, 42% down in like 5 days. This was a ridiculous drop. I actually lost money on this move. I was so certain that Cardano was going to break up, but I was wrong. So that was painful. But again, right here, from this high down to this low, 66. This Ichimoku cloud is heinous. This Ichimoku cloud is dangerous for the market. So anyway, Ichimoku cloud right here potentially offering a little bit of resistance in this market. If we end up rising up. I actually want to look at these indicators that I like to use for Bitcoin and see where they are. So, the daily cloud is right here, but where is the 4 hour? Okay, 4 hour is a little bit too thin. We can't really use it. I want to see where momentum is. So this is the 4 hour EMA ribbon. It's quite far away, hard to use that right now. Let's see the 1 day. Oh wow, okay, so there is another rejection here, yeah, from the 1 day. Another 2 rejections actually, which have now sent the market down. So momentum's still very much moving against crypto, moving against Bitcoin in general. It's been pretty reliable to tell us where we might be able to expect a little bit of resistance. Obviously it failed on these occasions right here, but generally it's been pretty reliable indeed. Let's take a look at some other altcoins. Where are we at with the likes as well, guys? Let's pump these likes up. If you're enjoying this live stream so far, if you're finding it useful, if it's calming you down, then do me a favor and smash up those likes. We're halfway to that 1,000 like mark. The other thing that I want to talk about as this live stream goes on is the potential for Bitcoin to drop below $20,000. The title of this live stream, is it about to get much worse? What might happen? What are we looking at there? And I'm going to make an entirely separate video dedicated to this because it deserves its own video. But Ethereum right here has shown us some signs that are very concerning for Bitcoin, and I need to talk to you about that. So I'm going to dive into a little bit of it in this live stream, but not too much. The main thing will be in the next video that I make. So if you do want to see that, again, smash up the likes and just make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel so that you do actually get notified when I do make these videos. So let's actually do some Ethereum analysis. Ethereum is in a horrible state right now. It doesn't have any support whatsoever. The only thing that can save Ethereum right now is whatever god you pray to, if you have one, because there's nothing else here that I think is going to be able to help Ethereum right now until probably $800. And this is kind of the next area of support on this chart because it was the next area of resistance. This is very basic TA. ladies and gents. You know, I mean, if you've opened a book on this stuff, or if you've gone through the Four Flies Academy, which you get for free, by the way, most people are going to be getting it for free when you join VIP. Again, with the 50% discount that we're running right now, by the way, half price. So check it out. That is a ridiculous steal right now on what we're selling, what we're giving you. You know, with that Four Flies Academy course, I'm teaching you everything I know about trading and analysis from A to Z, and it goes very, very in depth. I mean, it's like this content, but it's primarily geared towards actually being a trader. You know, this content is all about being an analyst. The other side is being a trader, and obviously that's the much more important side. So check that out with these steps on screen. But, you know, I mean, one of the key things that you learn is that old areas of resistance turn into new areas of support. Shout out to Kasim in the comments. And this right here was the was our $800 resistance area, which has now potentially you know, flipped into support if we end up dropping down there. And the thing is that there's nothing stopping us from doing so. You know, technically there isn't any support right here. And that is not nice. That is not nice, to say the least. So we're getting a little bit of a bounce on Bitcoin right now. Someone's just brought this up in the comments. Let's take a look at this. So Bitcoin's just recovering up. Again, the key level to break is going to be this $24,000 area. If Bitcoin is able to break this $24,000 area, there's nothing really standing between Bitcoin and, you know, the 26, 27K mark. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if over the next few hours we do manage to pull a move like that. It all depends on where these lagging indicators of resistance are. You know, 1 hour EMA ribbon right now stretching between 24.5 up to 26. So, you know, rallying into this could be a bit of a problem. The last time we rallied into this, we did get rejection. We did get a rejection on the 1 hour. 4 hour time frame. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, I mean, it does need to catch up to the trend a little bit. So that's all. Yeah, that's kind of where some of the resistance lies for Bitcoin. Ethereum, let's see how Ethereum is bouncing. Ethereum, from its low to its current price, has managed to rise up by 7%. And Bitcoin in that same time has managed to rise up by 4.5%. Or to its high by 7%. So Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin on this bounce. And we're actually seeing that with Ethereum against Bitcoin. Ethereum against Bitcoin is gaining a little bit of strength, which is absolutely great. But overall, it has been pretty damn weak. It has been pretty weak. And those of you who've been following me for a while, again, are going to know that I did sell all of my Ethereum. I can't actually remember where, but it was much higher. It probably would have been around... It was around this general area that I sold all of my Ethereum. So basically, again, right before the huge collapse. Do I still get those funny dick commercials on the Fear and Greed Index? Let's take a look, mate. Let's see what my... I've got pretty basic ads today, actually. Nothing too crazy. Let's see. Yeah, they're just giving me Binance ads. They're clearly not targeting very well because they don't know that I don't like Binance. But yeah, nothing too expressive today. I'm interested in the 50% discount. What's the price to join the group? Matthew, if you want to know all the information about VIP, including pricing, but also all the benefits you get, the extra bonuses that you get for free and so on, check it out with these steps on screen right here. I don't want to talk too much about VIP. You know, so if you are interested, but you know, just follow these steps right here. It's the first link in the description, and then the @4flies button, and then the send message button. That's a very quick process. Yes, I do want to look at the altcoins again, though. So yeah, Ethereum against Bitcoin now potentially in free fall mode as well. I'm going to look to buy a lot of Ethereum if we do manage to drop lower. Ethereum on this Bitcoin chart only has support in this 0.037 to 0.03 range, which is quite a big range. There's about a 25%, 22% box. 22% box, yeah. So it's quite a large range, but yeah, I mean, there's no, again, it's the same damn picture, ladies and gents. There's just not really any support until the market drops down. Um, this one person's commented here. I don't know a single person who has actually experimented in the crypto space that likes Binance. Bang on, mate. That's exactly it. Binance is very popular amongst people that are fresh and new in the space, but once you understand the space a little bit, it's quite rare that people stick with Binance. They're just. I have my reasons. I was told not to talk about it. I think I'll still talk about it every now and then, but I don't want to shit on companies. You know, I mean, Binance personally did something very bad to me, which resulted in total loss of funds. But I'm not going to talk about it yet. I want to give them a chance. You know, they're now headquartered in Dubai, and they keep on reaching out to me to work with them, and I'm like, absolutely no chance am I going to work with you. But I think I think it hasn't gone high enough in the chain of communication, and I've never really pursued it. But they are, they're not a responsible company, in my opinion, after my experience with them. Yeah, so that's just me though. I mean, you guys do you if you like, but they're a good company. Like they're actually like they have a lot of cool products. They've completely dominated so many aspects of the crypto. I mean, like, they own coinmarketcap.com, which is pretty crazy. So, you know, I mean, they've played a lot of really, really smart moves, and they do have a good product, but there's better options out there, in my opinion, just from my experiences. Let's see what else we have in terms of the analysis. Yeah, so Ethereum against Bitcoin, like I said, I'm going to be looking at buying it when it's down here. The reason I like Ethereum more than Bitcoin generally is that I expect it to outperform Bitcoin, right? So obviously now it's in free fall. I've been out of the market since way before this even happened, so I'm happy with this. I'm not losing anything, but you know, once it does drop a little bit lower down to an area that I'm comfortable buying in, I am going to look to pull the trigger on that buy, because I think that could actually be a very, very smart move in order for me to make, you know, a lot of Bitcoin again. You know, I mean, if I buy Ethereum down here and then it rises up to 0.06, which is basically where it was a few days ago, that would double my Bitcoin holdings. You know, so that just puts it in perspective. And the reason that that's so powerful is I feel so strongly that Bitcoin is going to keep rising in the future, far beyond its all-time high. And if that's the case, then I want to have as many Bitcoins as I possibly can. You know, if I have 2, I want 4. If I have 4, I want 8. If I have 8, I want 16. You know what I mean? Like, I want as much Bitcoin as possible. That's what drives my decision making. And so one of the ways I try to achieve that is by trading and buying Ethereum, because Ethereum is a very efficient way to make more Bitcoin, because it has such crazy predictable swings against Bitcoin. And that's what we kind of play inside of VIP again, just with these steps on screen right here. Let's see what else we got in the comments. Binance exacerbated the Celsius fear by also stopping withdrawals temporarily. Yeah, that never helps, does it? That doesn't help. Keep in mind that a major war has followed every historical pandemic. That's interesting. Is that true? Every historical pandemic. Is that true, that we've had a major war after that? After every one? I don't think so. I think you can put that down to coincidence a little bit more. Let me go through some more altcoins. If you're enjoying this live stream so far, you know what to do. Hit up those likes. We've been going on for an hour and a half. Again, I got as much time as you guys want. So if you're enjoying this so far, you know what to do. If you want to jump inside of VIP, it's half price right now, even after the price of Bitcoin has crashed. So you're getting a very, very good deal. We are going to be raising prices to accommodate for this drop. And if you're looking for what is, in my opinion, the best exchange to be trading on, Bybit, right here, with the link in the description down below. You're going to get some extra cash for free deposited into your account when you follow my sign up link in the description and make your first deposit. So this is the only exchange that I've been using pretty much for the last couple of years, and I love them. I love using them. I've been working with them for years as well. but as I always say, I loved Bybit before I was working with them. I loved them as a customer, and now as someone that works with them as well. So definitely check them out, because you get free money for using that link in the description. All you got to do is sign up and make your first deposit. That's it, and then you're gonna get that money right there. Shout out to Alex Videos, who just hit up the likes. Who else switched to longs on Bitcoin? Longs on Bitcoin are pretty tempting right now, bro. I don't know anything about crypto. What's going on? Should you buy? Should you sell? Man, that's a bit of an open-ended question. That one's hard to play with. All right, let's look at Phantom. Let's look at Phantom. We had a few requests for Phantom right here. Got 600 likes. Thank you all so much. Let's get it up to that 1,000 mark. You know we got to do it. You know we got to do it. 650 likes. I love that. Thank you all so much. If you haven't done so already and you found anything in this live stream useful so far, I do appreciate it very much if you can do so. 23 cents, no support down until 3 cents. It is a bad picture. And I think that if Bitcoin collapses below 20k, that'll be what makes coins like Phantom just completely shit the bed and drop down massively. That's what I think we could end up looking at. Solana, because I didn't give you guys my analysis on Solana yet, is still in free fall. It doesn't have any real support until $22, so we're still a little bit away from that. We don't have to get down to the bottom of this range, but it would make sense if we did, because we've already fallen through more than half of this range that stretches between $22 to $45. We've already come down as low as 26, so 22 isn't too far out of reach. Again, because Solana was rising so aggressively, it doesn't have support below it, and that is always going to be problematic. If we look at this on a zoomed out chart, one sec, guys. Yeah, this doesn't have enough price history, unfortunately, but I don't think we need that. Yeah, we can see, we can do a bit of rough TA right here. Yeah, below this line right here, this $27.22, it's actually 22 on my chart. Below this $22 area, there's not really a whole lot of, I mean, it's got like $8, $10 around there. There's something. I don't know. It's not a good chart. It's not. The thing is again, it's dropped down in such a straight line that once things do get bullish again, I think it should be no problem to pick up. Again, the caveat here and what I said earlier on in the stream, if you missed it, just go back and rewind, because I'm dropping so many. What are these spammers in the comments today? My God. As I was saying, generally you're going to see Bitcoin rising first before these altcoins do. And that's why don't I have mods? Actually, I don't. I need to get, does anyone want to be a moderator for these live streams? Is anyone like a very consistent, if you're a very consistent live stream viewer, like you watch nearly all of them and you want to be a moderator, let me know, maybe on Telegram. And yeah, I'd be down to make somebody a mod, just to keep these ridiculous scammers out. But yeah, that's kind of why I quite like this this setup. Someone's saying Link is pumping. No, it's not, mate. That's oh, maybe on the 1 hour. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so Link has gone from $5.30 to $6. That's a 14% move. Link is moving somewhat well. Probably only to capture resistance though. From, I don't know, this area is pretty messy. This isn't really great to oh wow, a lot of people want to be a mod. I'm not sure who to choose. This is pretty hard. Wow, these people just have different accounts. Yeah, I mean, that's not surprising, but I mean, like, there's actually like a dating site person that's just trying to spam their comments right now. My thoughts on Binance Coin and Avax. Let's take a look at Binance Coin first. Let's remove all of these. Oh, damn. Binance coin's in the same damn... Oh, my God. This is available on Bybit, right? To trade? I think so. I think so. Let me just check this real quick. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You can trade Binance coin on Bybit. You can go short. That's poetic. Yeah, Binance coin is right on the edge of a cliff right now. That is danger, 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 danger zone. That is DEFCON 1. Shout out to those of you that were playing Call of Duty Black Ops back in the day. What year was Black Ops released? Must have been like 2009 or 10, like early days. That is DEFCON 1, ladies and gents. That is bad, bad, bad. And the problem that I'm seeing here is that, again, because of this is worse than Bitcoin's chart. You know, yeah, there's just nothing on this chart until, you know, the $40 level roughly. You cannot expect support in this range from anything. There's nothing. So if we lose this, if we drop kind of below, we've already kind of done it, but if we drop below kind of 210, something like that. 2010, Black Ops was 2010. I know Black Ops 2 was 2012. I remember that. I do miss those days. Yeah, original Black Ops was 2010. That makes sense. Modern Warfare 2 was good too, 100%. I didn't actually play much of Modern Warfare 2 though. I was more a Treyarch boy. But yeah, if it loses this $210 support level, I mean, look at the chart. Like, where do you identify a buy level? You can't, because it just moved in a straight line. Oh, let's start from here. It moved in a straight line, paused for about 7 days, and then moved in a straight line again. Like, there's no technical significance to anything in this price range between $40 and $200. So, this is like, yeah, I mean, no good. One sec. Yeah, I was just texting my my analyst here to consider some short positions on Binance coin, because that doesn't look nice. And as usual, my reasoning for if I'm gonna make a trade like this or not will go into VIP. And if I do decide to take a trade like this, I'll also tell VIPs exactly what levels I'm going to be choosing to buy or sell or take profits or move my stop loss to, with real-time updates once the position is open as well. We do this all the time inside of VIP, and if I trade Binance coin, I'm going to do that right there as well. So if it does manage to bounce, let's identify some potential resistance zones. I want to put a resistance level right here at 260, here at 330, here at 428. You can see how these lines are interacting with resistance and support. That's what makes them significant. Yeah, so it's these kind of green lines right here that could be a problem for Binance coin. If it manages to rise up from here, potential zones where we could capture a little bit of resistance. One day Ichimoku cloud potentially spelling some problems as well. So this is something that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Let me actually put this in my watch list. For some reason, it's not in my watch list already, but obviously Binance coin is a major coin, and I should be watching it. So that's my mistake. I'm very sorry, and I will give you guys a little bit more regular analysis on Binance coin. Like I said, I don't like the company, but I'm still happy to trade anything. It doesn't matter. I'm here to make money at the end of the day, not to be petty. So that's my take there. And Delilah, you asked for Avax as well. Had a couple other people asking for Avax, so let's take a look at Avax. I don't really look at Avax often. Yeah, I mean, these coins are like pretty much bottomed, really. I mean, it's clearly not, but it can drop down by a lot more. But really, like, it's lost everything, everything. It was trading at 150. This is a standard chart for altcoins right now. They're down like 95%, something like that, something ridiculous. I mean, they've died, actually died. There's nothing really I can say about this chart because support is not clean here. Support is not clean. Like, the whole support range kind of looks like this, between $9.40 to $15.70. That's way too big of a range. That's like 60-70% range. So it's pretty hard to say. But what I can say is that if Avax does manage to rise up 23 to 38, again, still quite a big range, but this could be a danger zone for Avax. Anything in between, I just expect it to zip all the way up or all the way down in between these two boxes right here. It's hard for me to analyze this chart. This is not a very friendly chart for a technical analyst. So many people lost everything on altcoins. Yeah, they did. It's I mean, it's sad. I don't want to. This is the thing. Like, it's crypto though, right? Like, I mean, you got to be a responsible adult about this stuff too. Like, I've been there too. I know how it is, but yeah. If you've lost a lot of money, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be got a lot of soreness from chest day. Just yesterday. Been hitting the gym really hard. But yeah, you gotta be financially responsible, ladies and gents. I mean, shit, like, if you've learned it now. Maya keeps on asking for cake. Only because you keep talking about cake. I'm not thinking about... Okay, let's see this. Yeah, I can't analyze this either, so sorry, I'm not going to be talking about cake. Let's see if we got any more questions. Otherwise, I will probably look to wrap this up relatively soon. If you have enjoyed this one so far, drop a thumbs up. You guys already know the deal. We're trying to hit that 1,000 like mark. Thank you all so much for tuning in if you have done so already. Trying to get swole, yeah. You know it, bro. You know it, bro. If you've been seeing my Instagram, you're going to know, like, the ridiculous amounts of chicken I've been eating and so on. I mean, like, I am eating out of a spreadsheet right now of, like, peak productivity for the human body. Same for water consumption and so on. Same for hitting the gym. I am literally, like, living out of a spreadsheet right now. I'm not actually living out of a spreadsheet because it's all mental, but it's pretty meticulous compared to how I used to live. Okay, so people keep on asking for Elrond. I don't think I've ever analyzed Elrond on this YouTube channel before, but let's take a look anyway. I need a different chart because there's not enough price history on Binance, and there's also not enough on KuCoin. Guys, anyone know which chart has enough price history on Elrond? It doesn't seem to go further back than May of 2021. Which Elrond chart should I look at? Because Binance doesn't have enough price history. Maybe Bitfinex. Yeah, that's not useful. Which chart am I looking at, ladies and gents? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll just stick to Binance for now. Again, I mean, the thing that makes this hard is, yeah, I mean, there was just nothing. There was no price action, so these coins are all basically in price discovery. Okay, you're getting blocked, Maya. This is ridiculous. You're getting, like, you know, pretty... I just blocked the wrong person. I'm so sorry, mate. Let me unblock you. That's awkward. You're basically in price discovery mode right now. Yeah, I mean, the price was only here for a very small number of days in its entire history, and so we don't really know how we're going to be interacting with ranges like this. The safe thing is that we're probably going to keep on falling. But yeah, that's it. So Kevin's saying the coin market cap chart. Yeah, the only issue is obviously the coin market cap chart isn't I can't draw lines on it, and I can't draw on the chart, so that makes it pretty difficult. But yeah, Elrond, not in a good position. I mean, what is it? What is it down by anyway? I mean, let's see. We're on the daily time frame, and it's been non-stop red since the 3rd of June. It's now 10 days we've been trending lower in a row. Holy shit! 10 days it dropped by half. It dropped by 50%. That is quite something. That is quite something. Over the last 10 days, let's see how Bitcoin has performed. Over the last 10 days, Bitcoin's dropped by 23. So, someone's saying, look at the NASDAQ. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. I'm sorry, guys. This is kind of embarrassing, but which NASDAQ chart am I looking at? Can someone... screenshotting it is a lot of work. Which NASDAQ chart am I looking at? I'm guessing I'm going for the composite. It's pretty much... I don't need to analyze the NASDAQ, to be honest. It is pretty much moving the same as the S&P 500. If we look at the S&P 500 right here, overlay it, I mean, they are mirroring each other. So, whatever I said for the S&P applies here. I don't actually need to analyze this, I think. Why do I avoid to discuss the 200 weekly? Do you mean the 200 weekly moving average, the simple moving average? I'll do it right now, dude. I don't want to talk about it earlier, but I'm happy to do it. Let's take a look at the 200 weekly moving average. I'm guessing that you're talking about the simple moving average, but I don't know. And it's actually one of the reasons I didn't answer your comment, because you weren't specific enough, and everyone else is asking questions where they are specific enough, so I'll just prioritize those questions. But here's the 200-week moving average. Obviously a very, very important line, and this line has been able to support Bitcoin historically. We actually made a video just about this line, I don't know, a week or two ago. It supported the market back in the 2018 bear market, in the 2020 coronavirus crash. Even though we did drop below it by the wicks, the actual candle closes still were supported here. And right now, this line sits at $22,000. So we've actually come very close to this level. This chart does not display the real price action. This chart does. So take a look. No, this chart doesn't either, because it's Bybit. And Bybit doesn't have enough price history because Bybit is new. Well, it's not new, but it's only 4 years old. I think it's 4 years old now. So that's not enough data. But let's go for Bitcoin USDT. No, let's just do USD. BTC USD. I want a brand new chart that I've never looked at before. So hopefully Binance has. No, Binance doesn't have enough data either. Kraken's gonna be good. Yeah, so we've basically bounced off that level today. That is a good enough reason to start getting bullish, in my opinion. If you remember earlier on in this live stream, I was talking about the 200-day moving average. So that's literally exactly the same chart, but I select the daily time frame. This line rejected the price perfectly back here at the end of March this year, when Bitcoin rallied from a low of 33 to the high at 47. This was a clean rejection of the price. Okay, and this line has been very important as a daily level, and the weekly level has also been very important. So you've just seen why. And we are now down to that very level. So, this is obviously very, very important. Potentially, in the past, it has meant the end of bear cycles. So, do I think that's where we're at now? Well, I don't know, to be honest. But here's what I do know, is that every time we've been at the bottom in markets like this, people didn't believe that's the case. And as far as the price history that we have goes, for Bitcoin, we've never failed this line. Okay, the first time we were ever able to print this line was, this is basically the average of the past 4 years on the weekly time frame. So, we first got this data May 2014. If anyone knows a chart that goes further back, then please tell me. But this has obviously been, support forever. We've never fallen below it, really. Could we get a flash crash below it? Absolutely. That's one thing that I did want to talk to you guys about. If we move this chart back onto the Kraken chart, and we look at that 20k all-time high that we set, there's nothing stopping Bitcoin from quickly crashing below and then coming back up. But, you know, it would be quite a historic moment if we lost this area of support. Can we do that because the economy is in a bad position right now? Absolutely, yes, we can. Anything is possible, but I don't know how comfortable I feel about betting against something that has stayed true for 7 years. Okay, we've been using this area as support for 7 years, and it's never failed since January of 2015. So we're actually up to nearly 7.5 years. It's been confirmed as support as recently as today. So that's why I am seeing what I'm seeing there. And yeah, like I said, we did make a video about this recently. So those of you who are subscribed will know all about that. Just double check that you are subscribed. Even if you watch these videos, if you're not subscribed, eventually YouTube is going to stop suggesting them to you. And that could happen at a very important time. So the only way that you can make sure YouTube keeps pushing them to you is by subscribing, ticking the bell, joining our Telegram channel with the first link in the description. This is our free Telegram channel where you get even more analysis from myself and my team around the clock. Do I still have a 9-to-5 job, or has this allowed me to live comfortably? I actually have never had a 9-to-5 job. I was trading Bitcoin since I was 15 years old, so I literally left school and continued doing this. And I've never really had a real job. I have had one job, but it was online, and it was when I was 14. So I don't really think that counts. Not like a normal job. And I was only getting paid like $250 a month. So it's not even like a livable wage. I was just young and stupid and excited to make something. But yeah, I dropped out of school at 17, so never had a job actually. 7 years of support that didn't have a single recession. Very likely it won't hold up support this time around. You got a good point there, 𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗜𝗔𝗟. You know, what this person is saying that, you know, is that, you know, this has acted as support for 7 years, but you know, it's never been through a recession. That is true. That is very true. You know, we haven't seen this line tested during a recession. I don't know if we're technically in a recession yet or not. Obviously, being in a recession just means two consecutive quarters where the economy is shrinking. So I don't think people tend to know the actual definition of recession, but that is the definition of recession. Let's actually Google this. Let me publicly embarrass myself if I'm wrong. Maybe they've changed the definition like they started doing with COVID and stuff like that. Yeah, 2 successive quarters fall in GDP. So not quite the same thing. I said economy shrinking, but fall in GDP. Kind of. I know it doesn't mean the same thing, but they're close enough. Yeah, you're right though, man. We haven't seen this through a recession. I don't know. Are we in a recession yet? Are we? Can anyone tell me? Are we like literally in a recession yet? I'm not sure. But I mean, we're right there. The thing is, it always looks like there's going to be a lot more blood right at the bottom. And I'm not ruling out a flash crash below this 200-week moving average. I'm not ruling it out. But, again, I mean, there's too many good reasons for why Bitcoin's going to keep this level, especially just the rock bottom fear and greed readings. This update's in 5 hours, so I might just make a video again in 5 hours, probably head off relatively soon. We're coming up to that 2-hour mark. We are officially in a bear market in the US stocks, but bear market in the US stock market just means down by 20%, right? So see, I want to see people talking about what Nixon is saying in the comments. Nixon just commented, "Crypto is collapsing. It's digital air. Nothing backs it." When I start seeing everybody talking like that, oh, here are the bikini ads. We're starting to get something a little bit more racy. We got Swiss franc 9 Swiss francs for that dress. That is pretty cheap, to be honest. That's a good deal. Recession officially from the 30th of July, right? So we're far away from officially being in a recession. But anyway, I'm interested to see how this fear and greed index updates, and then see how it goes. See where sentiment is, and so on. And I think what I'll do is I'll actually make a separate video altogether on what I think is going to happen to Bitcoin if it falls below 20,000. Because if it falls below 20,000, it could be lights out for quite some time. MDX Crypto, I remember, said to me that, you know, he might even be looking at levels like $6,000 if we lose the 20k support area. Which, again, like, to me, all of these ideas are just way too extreme. But, you know, it's only extreme until it happens. And again, like, you need to see my video on Ethereum. I haven't made it yet, but I'm gonna make it probably later on today or tomorrow morning. So just make sure that you are subscribed to guarantee that you don't miss it. Do I think the Terra Luna crash can be replicated with Ethereum? Yeah, it's possible, dude. It's definitely possible, but I don't think it's likely. I think Ethereum is fine. I'm not too worried about that kind of stuff. Alright, ladies and gents, if you have any final questions, now's your time. I am going to be calling it a stream relatively soon. It's pretty amazing that we're coming up to 9 p.m. here in Switzerland, and sun's just setting now. I love that. I love it when the days get super long in summer. So I'm probably going to head out. Have a good night. Let me know if you have any final questions, and shoot up those likes. Let's get them. I'm gonna have to take the L on this one. We're not reaching 1,000 likes during this. Actually, we might. We're only 250 away. But if you have found this one useful, then do me a favor and shoot up those likes. Do I know IOTA? Yeah, mate. I remember trading IOTA back in like 2018. Those were the days, man. Do I still think Ethereum will go to new all-time highs in the next 3 years? Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, without a doubt. Without a doubt, I think Ethereum is going to go back up to new all-time high. I think it's going to like reach like 10k in the next 3 years. Without a doubt. Yeah, that's definitely happening in my opinion. Obviously, I can't see the future, but that's what I think. Great analysis. Let's hope we see some green markets by the end of June. Yeah, 15 days. I'm sure we're going to see something in that time. You deserve more likes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, you guys know the deal. When you're, you know, I mean, this content just isn't geared towards a mass market. You know, I mean, it's just not the kind of content that most people are going to want to listen to, because there's no sugarcoating. I'm not telling you lies about how you're definitely going to get rich if you're making bad decisions. That's a pretty profitable thing to do as a YouTuber, and so on. But you know, we don't do any of that. So, you know, you guys that are here are very, very switched on. That is for sure. And it's absolutely great. All right, so looks like we don't have any final questions. I'll probably call it a stream right here. It's been a good one. We've covered quite a lot. Thank you all for shooting up those likes, for tuning in, for doing all that good stuff. And I will see you all. Could I peek at the euro? Yeah, I'm interested in the euro. Are we looking at Euro USD? Euro USD, is that the one? You're a great dude, honest and fair analysis, and not ego-based. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that very, very much. Any chance you could answer how people trade? Nope. That's, I'm sorry, I'm not getting involved in that. Yeah, no, sorry, mate. But, nothing from me. I'm not talking about that. What chart are we looking at? Euro USD? Anyway, I'm looking at it now, and yeah, it's at support. That's it. If it loses the support, bit of a collapse coming, but I just don't see the US dollar continuing to be this strong. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I mean, technically, yes, it's got clear skies right now, but yeah, I think if the US if the euro does lose this area against the dollar, it could result in, yeah, quite a quite a collapse. I'm sure GBP against the dollar is also somewhat similar. Yeah, so the pound against the dollar is also... I mean, these are lows that we haven't ever been at, as far as I know. As far as my knowledge goes, I don't think the pound has ever been this weak against the dollar, other than in March of 2020, which is when the dollar fell to $1.14 per pound. And right now it's at $1.21 to buy 1 pound. So, British currency also pretty weak against the dollar. Euro, pretty weak against the dollar. Dollar's doing very well. Well, actually, it's not doing well. This is the thing. This is a milkshake theory. Is that it's not that the dollar is doing well. It's just that everything else is doing so bad that comparatively, the dollar is doing well. Overall, none of these things are doing well. Guys, the inflation out here in Switzerland is fucking ridiculous. It is unbelievable. Obviously, you guys know me. I eat a lot of healthy stuff. If you want like a basic salad with chicken and stuff, you're paying like £20, like easy. You want a chicken wrap? That's £20, mate. You want a fucking like Big Mac in McDonald's? Yeah, that's a nice gauge of inflation, right? How much a Big Mac in McDonald's is? You're paying like, I don't even know, like a Big Mac meal. I haven't actually gotten one, but I'm pretty sure you're paying between like £15 to £20 because I know because one of my friends did. He did eat at McDonald's, and I think he said like 20 chicken nuggets were like £20 or 16 to £20, something stupid. Yeah, so Justin, just to clarify, I'm not sure if you understood what I was saying there, but the dollar is doing well comparatively to other currencies, but overall everything is doing badly. It's just that it's everything's sinking quite low, but the dollar is sinking less. Roland is saying, I'm from Switzerland and it's always been expensive. Yeah, I remember coming to Switzerland like in 2016 and the standard like filet-o-fish, like a fish burger, I was only eating fish burgers from McDonald's back then, would have been like £10. Like a lot of money, like €10, like not cheap. Quite expensive. So Switzerland's always been ridiculously expensive. But you got a beautiful country, mate. Bloody hell, you got one of the best countries in the world, actually. Oh yeah, the ruble's been interesting. How do you spell ruble? Am I not spelling ruble correctly? Whoa. Oh, that's quite the spike. This is the correct chart to be looking at. God damn. Yes, this was the height of the crisis. It's been reeled back in pretty well. It has been reeled back in pretty well. Okay, yeah, I wasn't spelling ruble correctly, my bad. Gas in the Netherlands went up 50% in a year. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Crazy. I was driving through the Netherlands just the other day. I fueled up today, and I was paying 2.57 Swiss franc per liter of gas, and obviously I was using the V-Power, the high-end gas, because it was for the Ferrari, but 2.57. I mean that is like €2.20 or something, or €2.30. Like it's crazy. That's like £2. It's like £2 a liter. Absolutely insane. Like pre-pandemic, it was like £1.30, and that was considered expensive in the UK. So inflation is rife everywhere. It's ridiculous, and it's just that the US dollar is getting hit less bad than other currencies. That's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Dollar is stronger because it's backed by the strongest military, and every other country is doing the same thing with printing too much money. I think that's a part of it. I think that's a part of it, dude. That the dollar is backed by a good military and so on. That does make sense. Alright guys, I'm going to be heading off. Hope you've enjoyed this one. That's been 2 hours. Thank you all for tuning in. Just got a final Get a final like thrown up on this video if you haven't done so already. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Once more, 50% off for VIP right now. Take advantage of it if you are interested by following the first link in the description down below, then clicking on my name at the bottom of any post inside of 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗀$5 because the price of Bitcoin has also dropped massively, and this is where you can see everything I'm doing, all the trades I'm making, the entry levels I'm choosing, the exit levels, the real-time updates on those trades, the explanations for everything that I'm doing. Dollar index is apparently at 105 right now. Yes, it is. Wow. So that's, yeah, the dollar has just surpassed its previous high. There we go. There we go. We are literally at highs that we haven't seen for 20 years. We haven't been here for 20 years. 20 years. I gotta keep saying it because that is mind-blowing to me. 20 years. That is a whole generation. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it has surpassed that high that we set at the beginning of May. So, yeah, that is something. Just join now and we'll have to catch up the stream. Yeah, for sure, mate. Just rewind it. It's been a very, very good stream. We've covered so much good stuff in here. So if you are just tuning in, rewind the stream from the beginning. Listen to it as a podcast or whatever. But yeah, guys, I'm off. And I'll come back with some more dollar analysis soon. I need to see how this develops a little bit. Someone's saying it'll be 114 for the dollar index. Yeah, I got my resistance at 120, but my god, if the dollar goes there, kiss Bitcoin goodbye. This shit's dropping down. Like, then I would consider like a $6,000 Bitcoin or something. Again, all the dollar needs to do is be stronger than other currencies. That's it. It doesn't actually need to be strong. It just needs to be stronger than other currencies. Or in other words, other currencies need to be weaker than the dollar. Alright guys, I'm definitely off this time. I've said this way too many times. See you all in the next one. Bye-bye.